Hey there! Acquiring knowledge is actually, part of life learning process. But guess what? Networking is also great too. But you can actually learn how to monetize your knowledge by just listening to Emeka Novice. Join me in class.
If you watch this video to the very end, you will understand that there's 6 pieces of content that you ought to be creating that can make your brand to be loved, to be adored, and the one that people patronize. Stay till the end of this video to learn all of them. Before I go into that conversation, I want to make you understand that trust is the most important ingredient if you truly want to monetize your knowledge. The more people trust you, the more they can love you, the more that they can patronize your brand. It's as simple as that. If the marketplace doesn't trust you, you're toast. And the truth is that you cannot force individuals to trust you. You can only gain their trust by giving expressions, by having expressions in multiple forms that raise the probability of trust. That's it. And this can happen through the kinds of content that you will create. But these kinds of content, I have done my research to find out that if you pin them down to these 6 categories of content that I'm about to share with you in this video, in this teaching, then your brand will become lovable, adorable, and people will patronize you. Let's go. The first piece of content, the type of content that you ought to be creating is inspirational content. And as the name implies, it is inspirational. So it's where you share your story or an experience. It could be someone else's experience. It could be someone else's story. It could be your story. It could be someone else's story also. But the essence of sharing inspirational stories is that there's an inspirational angle to it. Humans want to be inspired. We live on doses of inspiration to be able to take on the things that happen to us in life on every day, the things that happen to us in life every day. We want to take on those things, but we need doses of inspiration. So when someone consumes your inspirational content, it has to infuse in them that can do spirit. That's what it does, all right? That can do spirit has to be infused in them when they consume your inspirational content. So that is the first piece of content that you need to be, first type of content that you need to truly think about if you want your brand to truly become one that is beautiful, the one that is loved, the one that's adored, and people want to patronize. The second type of content is authoritative content. And this is the kind of content that showcases what you do, the kinds of individuals that you help, and what you do to help them to achieve the kinds of results that are predetermined. That's it. It's kind of you sharing what you have done to prove to the world that you are dependable and to be trusted to be able to deliver in that particular field of expertise that you're in. That is what authoritative content is. And when people consume that kind of content, they may feel that you're bragging, but that's okay because it's where you share your testimonials, where you share the results that you've achieved. It is actually bragging because you need it to prove to the world that you are great at what you do, you've gotten results, and that you're dependable for them to patronize you. That is the second type of content that you ought to be focusing on and creating. The third type of content that you ought to be focusing on is lifestyle content. You need to realize that humans who are intentional about themselves want to model their lives around individuals who are on the journey of increasing prosperity. They want to model their lives around individuals who are on the journey of increasing prosperity, increasing success, increasing fame, increasing wealth. They want to. And how will they be able to model it? They only model it because they see that you exude that lifestyle, that they are inclined to model their own lives after. So you need to think about that. You're going to share your lifestyle, all right? And sharing it simple as a rundown of how your day was. Could be connection with your family, could be how you achieved the task for the day, it could be your travel or anything that showcases your typical life as it is processed on a daily basis. It's as simple as that. And in our time now, you find out that it's become so beautiful to capture your life using video. And so people can see and they can appreciate. Many years ago, we used to see our superstars and our stars, not in visual format, but on the pages of newspapers. And we want to model our lives like that. We see the beauty of their lives, we see their possessions, we see their successes. We want to, but now it's become so easy to put our lives in form of video format and put it out there. So you've got to be able to do that. I mean, it's not so easy, but the journey of monetizing what you know demands that sometimes you do things that are not pleasant, things that are not comfortable for you. So you've got to be able to do that, right? Put your lifestyle in a visual format that people who you are leading as a result of what you are doing in the world with your message, we see a model after. The fourth kind of comment of content that you ought to be doing is called
Getting more knowledge is required for excellence in any chosen career or field that you have decided to place yourself in. And all you have to do is join the Knowledge Money University May cohort with the sum of 53,250 Naira and you are on your way to success. Click the link below for more information.
the fourth kind of comment of content that you ought to be doing is called procedural content. And as the name implies, it's procedural. People want to see the procedures of your life. How were you able to arrive at your destination, at your results? That's what they're looking for. If you watch some shows on cable TV, shows that have to do with cooking, you find out that for the chef to be able to produce a particular kind of recipe or food, they show you the ingredients, what they are putting in, the spices, they show you the timing, they show you how to marinate it, they show you the different kinds of steps, temperature of the boiling water and all that, temperature of the oven. And so what happens is that if you follow the exact same steps, you could arrive at the same recipe or even something within the same context. And so that's the thing. So to prove to people that you are great at what you do, sharing the procedures. I'm not talking about sharing, giving away your trade secret. No, it's about showing that you are actually going through some established steps to get a result. Typical case are those who are fashionistas. I often tell them that if you want to sell on social media, it's not about you coming out to show us the finished product, to hang them on mannequins. But why don't you take us through a journey of how you go to the market to get the material, how you haggled over prices, how you came back, how you cut the material, how you began to assemble the pieces, and it became a beautiful apparel. People see that you've got a procedure and they can trust you a lot more, right? The fifth kind of content that you ought to be creating is called contrarian content. Contrarian content is when you go against the grain. You can be seen as a heretic. You can be seen as someone who has left the faith. Let me use the word like that. But it's the piece of content where if people are going this way, you are going this way, and saying that this way that they are following is going to give them a better result. People usually will kick against someone who is going against the grain. But that kind of content is the one that there will be heated conversations around, as long as you know that that particular process which you've established that will give better results is actually true for you to follow. I remember many years ago, people were answering Amazon bestseller all over the place, and I told them that it was just a good feel-good feeling. Many of them who were bestsellers were actually broke in the pocket, and the bestseller ought not to be broken in the pocket, right? What happened was that you could publish a book in a category that many people didn't know about. Tell 10 of your friends to download the book in less than a few hours, and it could be a bestseller. That didn't bring money into your pocket. It only gave you a title. What use would the title be when you're broke as a bookseller? right? And so I kicked against it, and a lot of individuals, had heated conversations about me, but I didn't bother because I wanted individuals to do the right thing. I needed them to know how to sell their books and make money in the process. So controlling content can bring conversations, heated conversations around your brand, but it can put you in the eyes and hearts of individuals. The last piece of content, type of content, is entertaining content. Humans have the innate desire to be pleasured. Humans want to be pleasured. We want to be pleasured. And that's why the concept of sex is something that is so enamored. People get into conversations around sex because sex comes with this pleasurable feeling. And so when you create entertaining content, people can laugh about it, people could feel humorous about it, people could feel relaxed about it, but at the same time, you're passing across a message to them. So entertaining content, right? Make it fun, make it engaging, yet filled with the core of the messages that you want to pass across. There's this popular lady that I follow on Instagram. Can't remember her exact name now. She loves to teach individuals how to do pronunciations correctly. She does it using all sorts of funny content with her partner, who's the man. Sometimes, all sorts of beautiful, funny, engaging content. And it's easy at that point to even remember those words because they were cooked in that kind of entertaining content. So it doesn't mean that you should be a comedian. It just means that you can do something for fun and entertaining that people can want to pay attention to at the same time you're passing a message across. So pay attention to these 6 pieces of content, these 6 types of content, right? As I mentioned in this session, the different kinds of content: inspirational content, authoritative content, lifestyle content, procedural content, contrarian content, and finally entertaining content. So do all this and you will see your brand becoming loved and adored and people want to patronize. I always look forward to you living the best life always. And I'll say to you, live your best life always. Ciao.